Should I start?
Good luck.
You know it was funny. That video of me eating. Hey guys, it's me and Nora. We're here in our nursery. It's not finished yet, so don't judge us. Today we're here to talk to you and share our birth story. I've been meaning to come in and record this for a while now. So I got pregnant with Nora at the beginning of March of 2016, and they put my due date at December 11th. Cut to November, Thanksgiving Day, I woke up and I realized I lost my mucus plug. Some people lose it during labor, some people it's their first signs of labor. It varies for everybody. But so I lost my mucus plug. I wasn't really nervous, but I gave our doctor's office a ring. So the on-call doctor recommended we go see him at the hospital, just so that way we could have peace of mind during our holiday. So me and Michael were really hoping that she wouldn't come that day. One, because we were just unprepared. Two, because Thanksgiving dinner. So yeah, we went to the hospital. They hooked me up to all the machines in the labor and delivery triage. And they let me know I was a centimeter dilated, but she was sitting very, very low, which I could definitely feel, and that I was having contractions. I really didn't notice them at all. I kind of noticed them once I could see them on the screen. I was understanding what that feeling was, but to be honest, it just kind of felt like light baby movement. I didn't think much of it before that. So anyways, we got to go home and carried on. What's wrong? A week later, which brought us to December 1st, me and Michael were out running errands, paying rent, doing all that kind of beginning of the month stuff, and I just felt different. I felt different the whole day. I had this feeling like I needed to wet my pants. I looked at him and I was like, I think my water is gonna break today, and we both just kind of cringed. And I honestly kept going to the bathroom to check if I peed my pants or not, because that's the feeling that I just had all day. And so I thought I was just tripping, because in my mind I was gonna have her the 11th, because that's just how my life would go. Yeah, so we kind of let that feeling flutter, and then I had a doctor's appointment that day, and we went in. My doctor went ahead and checked me out, and she let me know I was already dilated 4 centimeters, and that the baby was sitting very, very low, very, very low. She said, go ahead and schedule another appointment from a week from now, but I don't think you're gonna make it. You'll have her in the next couple days, which just was making me and Michael cringe, because to be honest, we just were not prepared. We honestly didn't even have our bassinet set up yet. We came home that day, and I was calling my parents to let them know, and calling Michael's family to let them know. My mom was like, you're gonna have her today, Andrea, you need to be prepared. And I was like, don't even say that, because I'm not ready. I don't have everything ready yet. I started cleaning immediately. I just started running around and cleaning the apartment. Something I really wanted to do was, if you guys know me, I'm a crazy cat lady, and we have 3 cats, and I love them. They're definitely my first children, and they just weren't going to get the attention that they normally get. So I wanted to take them to some friend's house, so that way I just wanted to have all my focus on this little miss here. So me and Michael packed up 2 of our cats, Cisco and Schwazy, to take them to our friend. So we went over, we brought the cat. Dinner had just been served, we were eating burgers, and I was sitting there looking at my friend Jordan, and I made a face, and she was like, are you okay? And, whoops. Don't tell people about that, Nora. I was like, yeah, the baby just moved in a pretty painful way. I couldn't really explain it, but now looking back, I think that was my first heavy contraction, and I was sitting there and I was like, frick, I'm 100% sure this time. I peed my pants. I just felt wet and gross. So I got up from the table and just went to the bathroom, and I hadn't peed myself, and I was like, that is so weird. And I was like, maybe I just really need to pee. I just need to relax a little. So I just sat on the toilet and kind of relaxed, and I had this feeling that I've never really felt before. It was kind of like I was peeing, but it wasn't the same feeling. It was just hard to explain, but it was just a ton of water. I was like, it's not possible for me to have just peed that much. I think my water just broke. So I came out and let everybody know, and everyone starts freaking out. But I was pretty calm. I was like, whatever. They had told me that my first labor was going to be hours. It's not like a movie, you know, the baby doesn't come quickly. You don't typically have her in the car. Like, first time mom, your baby's gonna come for hours, and your contractions are gonna start at 10 minutes apart, more than that, and they're gonna go down. So I wasn't worried. And neither was Michael, because we had been told that our entire pregnancy. So I was like, no, I need to eat. I knew once I got into the hospital that they don't let you have any food. Like, all you can eat is like ice chips, which is just terrible. I just need to eat, and then we'll leave and go back to the house, pick up our hospital bag, and then we'll head over to the hospital. Like, that should be an adequate amount of time. But I sat down and I had my first contraction, and then I let Michael know. We timed it, and it was like about 30 seconds. It really wasn't painful. I was just kind of like, if that's a way to describe something, it was just kind of like, it was just kind of like discomfort. Like, your muscles are tightening, but that was it. And then I had my second contraction within about 4.5 minutes, and that one was a lot stronger. We were like, okay, let's go ahead and go. We got into the car around 8:50. My water probably broke around 8:40. In the car, my contractions just started getting so painful. I was on the phone with my parents and anyone else we needed to call, and I just like would have to stop talking for like 30 seconds, however long that contraction was. Sitting down, it just felt like my body was like trying to rip in half. It was not fun. I just like remember like looking at Michael being like, something must be wrong. Like, my contractions shouldn't be this close together already. They were about 3 minutes or less in the car. And so that was pretty scary. I just felt like something was wrong. Like, everyone had told us that it was going to be such a long process. Okay, so at that point, we pull into the hospital. I thought I was going to have the baby in the parking lot because my contractions were about 2 minutes apart by that time. And I felt like I needed to push. Like, I really felt the need to push. And I was just trying not to cry, but I was crying some. I was just in pain. I felt disgusting because the thing that no one tells you about your water breaking is your water doesn't break and you're just done. Your water breaks and you have the big release, and then you just continue to drip. And I was just like walking through the emergency room like crying, having this baby, like everyone was just looking at me. It was pretty embarrassing, and that was the worst part. I just felt like really embarrassed that I was like crying and dripping and disgusting. And the nurse was like, how can I help you guys? I was like, yeah, I think I'm having my baby right now. And she was like, okay, here's this clipboard full of paperwork. You guys can sit over there. So Michael grabs the clipboard and is like helping me walk over, and the nurse says to us like, oh no, have her fill them out. Like, she needs to go ahead and distract herself. She needs to calm down. And I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am. Like, I'm dripping. I'm disgusting. My water's already broke. She was kind of like, oh, why didn't you say anything? She starts wheeling me to my room. Triage is full at this time, so that they immediately put me into a room. I'm just asking her to please let Michael come back with me. She was like, he'll be back. He needs to fill out your paperwork, and you need to, we need to check you out while you're by yourself. Then when she finally checks me out, she's like, yeah, you're at 7 centimeters. I was having contractions about 2 minutes apart by that time, less than. And she was like, and you're 100% effaced. I'll go get the doctor. Your boyfriend will be back right away. And so I was like, thank Jesus. But so the doctor walks in, the doctor on call. He let me know I was at 9 centimeters already. Within 10 minutes, I had jumped from a 7 to a 9. I tell him that I wanted to that I've been feeling like I needed to push and if I could push. And he just said, well, let's see what you got, Andrea. Yeah, so I started pushing, and so I was like fully in control. He was like, let me know when you feel like you need to push, and he would just kind of count for 10 seconds, give me a break, and then count another more. And then once my contraction was over, I would let them know, and you know, I would have that like minute long 30-second break, etc. I looked at Michael and I was like, don't look. And I was like, I'm 100% serious, please don't look. Just because like giving birth is kind of gross. Like when I imagined myself giving birth to her, because I'm kind of a hippie, I really imagined being pretty calm, just kind of breathing through everything. I don't think that's exactly how it went, but I kind of forgot a lot of details just because I was so focused on just trying to push this baby out. If I'm being honest, pushing is relieving, or at least that was how it was for me. I think your body knows when you're ready, and if you just kind of try to stay in tune to that, that helps a lot. But I could feel her moving lower and lower, and then the doctor says, this is it, this is it. And with that push, I just felt so much relief. It's really weird because I could definitely feel every part of her leave me. But it wasn't painful. It was relieving. I think there was just so much adrenaline going on in that moment. I could feel like the relief of her head leaving, and then that extra push to help the rest of her body go out. It was just kind of like, it didn't hurt at all. It was just like relieving, and it just didn't feel like I thought it was going to feel. To be honest, I don't even remember what the doctor says. I don't remember what the doctor says, but I remember just being like, give me that baby. Me like pulling my dress off because I just wanted like skin to skin with her right away, and like the doctor handing to me and pulling her on top of me. It was a very surreal experience. I think just from all the adrenaline, I was just in zero pain, and having her on my chest, it just felt like very complete, if that makes sense. I just remember like the first thing I really saw on her by the time like I could finally open my eyes was her ear. And I just remember thinking like, that is a perfect ear, like she has a perfect ear. It was just like so amazing, like you know your baby's coming, but it's still so shocking once they're actually there. Once the chaos kind of died down, it was really nice because me and Michael had some moments alone with the baby. She was still on my chest, we were still skin to skin, and definitely some moments that I'll cherish. She weighed 8 pounds and 7 ounces. She was 21.5 inches long, so she was a pretty hardy baby. I know my birth story is not that common. So my entire labor was about an hour and a half from my water breaking to actually giving birth to her. But as painful as birth was, you know, me yelling at people, it's not as bad as you think it is going to be. Well, thanks for watching our birth story. I hope you can relate or not relate. Please comment below. Let me know how your birth went, or if I can offer you any advice and encouragement, I would, especially if you're planning to do an all-natural birth. Michael is going to make a video giving his side. I'm sure it was different than mine. And like, subscribe, let us know anything else you want to see, anything else we can talk about. Thanks, guys.